How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have as a guest Nick. Nick, tell us, in your opinion, what are the 5 steps that tech entrepreneurs should be doing out there to make the first million?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
Yeah, so the first thing I would do is I would actually start talking about my idea, and I would share it with as many people that I thought might be potential customers as possible and get all their feedback about exactly what they're looking for with that product and that solution that you are proposing, and what they might pay for it. Then the second step is I would start developing it, and I would talk to as many other people who've done similar things as possible, this being other entrepreneurs, founders, investors, people who've been involved in startups that can give you advice on how to start doing that. Of course, step 3, then build the product, begin, find your manufacturing, figure out ahead of time how you're going to distribute the product and what your channels are, and how you're going to get it out there. Number 4 would be work on the messaging. The messaging is much harder than people think. And that's how you communicate with people what your product does in a very efficient way. You don't want to waste any of their time. You want to get it extremely short and simple. There's a saying that goes, can you make a speech? And the person says, yes. How long do I have? And they say, 10 minutes. They say, okay, it's going to be really long. And they say, oh, why so long? I said, well, if I need to make a 10-minute speech, I'm going to need to spend some time to shorten it down. It takes a while to get that concise and clear to your customer. So you're really gonna have to work on massage that. And then that 5th and final step is going to be step on the gas, work on your plan, perfect it, keep tweaking, and accelerate as fast as you can when you have something that's hot. Because if you've got something that people are buying right now, anything could change next year. So as soon as you see something catches fire, just go all in. And that's how you're going to get your first million.
So Nick, tell us how you become a tech entrepreneur. What gave you this idea? Are you a software developer? This is your background? Or how?
So I'm not exactly a software or tech entrepreneur. I have a tech-related product that's a phone accessory or electronic accessory. It's for cords mainly. And so we're building a brand line out in, you would call it the tech space. We're going to be adding some tech products as we move forward, but I started with the minimum viable product for the brand that I wanted to create. And that actually doesn't involve any tech. It just involves silicone and steel for this product here, Cord Brick. And so I got a patent on it. I talked to lots of different customers when I was first starting building the product and the brand about what they were looking for this product, how I could communicate its uses better, all the messaging, et cetera, et cetera.
So Nick, can you show us the product again? So what is the problem that actually you saw in the marketplace, and how do you come with this invention, and what actually makes you different? Can you show us the product again?
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll give you a whole run through of it. Yeah. So what makes I guess I'll start with how I thought of it. I was experiencing the problem myself. And I think that's really the best way that most entrepreneurs start a company, is something that they themselves have personal experience with and are frustrated by. Because you're the best customer. You're the first one. And so you build a solution exactly the way that you want. And that's kind of what I did. I had a problem when I was in bed. My phone cord would fall onto the floor and I would have to get out of bed. I'd wake myself up. I'd turn the light on. I'd be moving furniture around, and it would ruin my sleep. And so that was really the problem that I was experiencing. And it seems like a simple problem. And actually, there were some other solutions that existed for it. But I thought, how could I create this product and give it a competitive advantage? And so it's a silicone and steel weighted cord holder. And so you can just pop a cord in the top and it'll hold it on any surface. You can get up to 6 cords in there. And then what makes this really unique is it can also wrap cords. So you just snap, wrap, and then you trap the cord on the other wrapping channel on the brick. And so this is patented. And then you just unwrap, and it unwraps untangled every time. So it always stays with your cord, which is different than every other cord management product on the market. Some of them just stick in a certain place. They'll damage your furniture, and then you can't move them until you need them all over the place. But with this, you can use this anywhere you charge for multiple cords. It fits watch chargers and other things of that nature. And then with these wrapping and grabbing channels, my phone's in the stand and the holder here, but you can flex these open, and you can even stand and grab your phone. So it becomes a phone accessory as well. It fits AirPods, pens. It's a great flex and fidget toy at a desktop. So they're just great to have around. So that was our first product that got on the Today Show, won coolest product at National Retail Federation last year. It has been really starting to help us grow our company. We've launched a second product this year, Desk Brick, which is a bigger, heavier organizer, some of the same principles, also patented. And then I've got other products that are coming out next year.
You already launched one more product. That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about the journey, because when you are starting a business, like especially this, people don't believe you. People will tell you, oh, there are more solutions in the market. This is no. For example, how we are on price respect with the competitor. We have the same price, or we're more expensive than the competition? More expensive.
Yes, more expensive than the competition. Yeah, patented product. There's a lot of what people would refer to as Chinese knockoffs in the space of different varieties for the other existing competitors. So there's no real good defined protected product besides ours in the space. And yeah, a lot of people did tell me at first, well, there's other solutions for this, so why do people need yours? Because those things can do, solve the main problem, the cord falling. You can use a tiny little adhesive thing. You can buy 10 of them for $10, and then you can stick them all over the place. So why would people want those? But what I was able to do was kind of position my product a little bit differently and create a competitive advantage and give people a reason to spend a little bit more for a product that does a little bit more and is a little more customer friendly. A lot of people tell me they don't like adhesive and they don't like sticking it on their surfaces because it either will damage the furniture, or even when they are able to remove it, they still got that sticky gunk that's on there and they've got to find a way to get that off. And so with this, you can just kind of stick the product anywhere on your bed, on your nightstand, move it on your desk, find a new charging place, anywhere that you like to charge.
But now the issue is this one, how we take the product to market. I mean, the fact that there are other products in the market is very good indicator that there is a need for it. Yeah, because otherwise those products they won't be around there. So there is a need for the solution. But how you has estimated market size and the market penetration for this product? What is your plan?
It's a good question, because it's a very hard thing to do when you're creating a new category of product. I don't know the total addressable market size because there really isn't a well-defined data on cord management products, because most of them are so particular to their exact need and individual use. And this one kind of opens up a whole new category. I had predicted in my own mind that there should be a bigger market that exists than what these other companies are currently doing, the sales I was able to see for them. And I've been absolutely correct on that. And by the proof of that, we've been able to find success in multiple channels. So we started with that direct to consumer approach because I thought we needed to demonstrate this and show people and then drive them to our own website. But I've expanded into retail because this is a weighted product. And so we encourage people on our packaging to pick it up. And as soon as they do, when people feel something that's got a little bit of weight to it, there's something about it that feels more premium. And so they're willing to pay that extra price. And they see that it actually, it not only says weighted, it actually is weighted. There's some competitors, believe it or not, that they'll say weighted, but they're not. They don't have anything in them. So it's a little confusing. And we're also in the promotional space because this makes a great branded promo item. Businesses, especially with high ticket items, great logo location right on someone's nightstand, 100%. Something they use every day. So
You have opportunity as well for branding with the product, yeah, and
Yes,
can have
yes.
corporate as well. Corporate, they can give
Corporate gifting. Yeah.
you did the conference and you can give to the employees or the corporate attendance with your logo, and it's a very very good way. So it's all about having a new category, especially taking the product to market. Is how we approach this direct to consumer, because direct to consumer approach is expensive. You need teams. So how do you manage to navigate this challenge?
Yeah, I've wasted a lot of money on different agencies and people and freelancers that, were either we weren't quite ready for them, and the expense and the timeline that it takes to really dial in on different social media ads. I didn't have that, quality of assets and videos that were necessary. My landing pages weren't, quite as good. So we experienced quite a lot of failure and have made a number of different improvements along the way to try to do better next time, if you will, on some of these efforts. So we're once again this season going into the holiday season and really making a push for the first time on that direct to consumer channel. We are working with an agency running some Facebook ads and things of that nature, but I've just hired a social assistant that's working with us part time to just generate a lot more content than we had been producing. But it is hard to reach the consumer directly, and expensive. And I found myself
Expensive.
competing with Amazon at first. So then I joined Amazon and got my product on Amazon. But now we're trying to do a little bit more business off Amazon, and
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about building the brand, right?
exactly.
When you are in this, especially if you are in Amazon, right, and then you have premium product above the price range of the product, it's all about the brand and what the brand represents. So and it comes then now to building the community and to create the community, and then creating content, high quality content around the product. That I think that the product is very Instagram. I think that all those products that they are demonstration, they're very good when it comes to Instagram and TikTok and these kind of platforms, right? That very quick.
Right.
You show the product, you show the cable on the floor, somebody come, put it back. You can put more than one. It's like 10, 11 seconds video
Yeah.
that very quickly you can show the product, what it does in it, in and out, and can be on that space, certain social media like the TikTok and Instagram. A lot of products that are demonstrable like this one can have a space, and if the video can go viral, that's all you can do to we create a great community in the social media that will open the space for the direct to consumer, um, um, to open a bridge on the direct to consumer, because I think that Nick, when it comes to this type of product, we have to have different verticals of distribution. Yeah, we always recommend the entrepreneur to have like 12. Yeah, so how many vertical distribution do you have right now? You have your website.
Yeah.
What from with the website, so pay advertising, people go there and buy the product. Okay, fine. This is so. What else are you doing? You're creating content. You told me you hired someone to create content. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So what else? What else can we do?
Sure. Yeah. So we're in retail stores, as we mentioned, and we reach those retailers a
This is
number of
very
different ways.
successful. This is very good, because the retail stores that you are, um, you can leverage the authority of these stores that will give you credibility to your product, right? So
Absolutely.
okay, so in retail stores were close to where you base, or
Well, we've made it into Lowe's, so we're in 500 Lowe's stores nationally.
wow.
And yep. And so, yeah, I think as you mentioned, I mean, the
Tell us
goal is
tell us about this process. Sorry to interrupt you. How do you convince them that your product should be there?
I was fortunate enough to get an invite to their headquarters.
Wow, they really like your product.
Yeah, they really liked my product. We applied through an online way of connecting them. Range Me, you might be familiar with, and they, were looking for new applicants, new vendors, and they liked my product. We brought it there, talked to the buyers. They all loved it, and they brought it in, and that was it. So it was pretty simple once we got their attention, and they absolutely saw the need. Um, and yeah, they love the product and everything about it, and price points and things of that nature. So, but I think again, as you mentioned, the goal with this, this product alone probably won't, maybe it will make us millions and millions, but maybe not hundreds of millions, right? So I think we do need a number of other products in the brand line, and that is the goal, right? Is to build a brick
To build a
brand
brand.
of other
Exactly.
bricks that we've got. People know us for quality and innovation, yeah, and
Absolutely.
just general uniqueness. So
Yeah.
that's where we're headed.
It's all about exactly like this, like build a brand that specializes in this type of products, right? And and then uh, and then have them in a different regions as well. Premiums. Maybe I don't know, can can be used on the luxury market, can be used in the mid-range market, and also in the direct to consumer. So, but I want to tell you about. I want to to ask you in terms of investment. What you secured the patent? Do you guys are looking for investors to grow that company, or you wanted to grow organically?
I think we're going to try to grow organically. That's what we've been doing so
Okay.
far, and trying to hold on to more of the equity. I mean, I think we're too small still to really, um, you know,
Seek for investors.
I don't know. I think we'd have to give up quite a bit of our company to take on, a modest amount of cash. And so we're in year 4 right now, and currently I'm 100% owner of the LLC, and so I hope to keep it that way for a couple more years, and then maybe we will require a little bit more investment once we get a little more of that brand line built out to kind of push that distribution. Once we, have enough products in the line to make it worth it and be really, able to drive big sales
So tell
in
us about
retail and
yeah, tell us about this, about the patenting process. Um, uh, how was it? Because lot of entrepreneurs, they invent the product, and they want to f- to um to file a patent, yeah. But this is not an easy process. How you manage to get your patent and your things in order? It
yeah,
was
I kind of messed up at first. I mean, it
like
was
everybody, yeah.
complicated. Yeah, we
You
did
did it
get our YouTube.
yourself. You didn't hire a lawyer.
So the first time I did my provisional patent myself. Yeah, I wrote a provisional patent myself and used like LegalZoom to file it, which is, they don't really do anything except they know a couple of the right things to ask you. So and in provisional patent, relatively easy, and I didn't include a lot of context and detail. So, but we ended up abandoning that and restarting and doing the whole process once I did what is currently our full patent. We wrote a new provisional patent, and we applied for it, and then waited the full year, and then filed the full application. And I was fortunate enough. I have a great patent attorney. He's extremely talented, and he has gotten us some very broad IP that is vastly protective for my little invention here. And so it even applies to my other invention that's quite a bit different. And when you look at it, you at first you're kind of amazed, but you can see quite easily that it absolutely covers both products. And so we're filing, of course, concurrent patents and protecting ourselves against some of the knockoffs that have already appeared, which is the strategy to do, is to keep your patent constantly on file so you can essentially prevent other new copycats from coming onto the market. So that's part of our strategy. But with the trademark, I also messed that up too. I had to abandon it and had to get someone to refile it. And so, had someone else been jumped right on it, they might have been able to secure it. But luckily, we were able to get all that squared away. But yeah, you definitely want someone who knows what they're doing, has done it before, does it all the time.
It's happened to
And
everyone. It happened to everyone in
the
this journey, but
yeah,
you do have to protect your business. You have to protect your brand.
it's something you need to get in order pretty quickly after you start developing
And
your
if you're not
product.
working with the right person, it's challenging, right?
Yes.
Especially if you don't. Number one, what advice do you have for people that are trying to do it themselves?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't recommend ever trying to write a full utility patent yourself if you're not a patent attorney. It just, you won't do it right. You won't have the right language. You'll limit yourself. You may get a patent, but it won't be worth anything because you won't be able to enforce it or protect it or take anybody to court. So, if you don't have a real professional that's writing that, then you're in trouble. So I would say kind of the same thing with the design patent, and then even any paperwork that you file, it can come back to bite you if it's done the wrong way. Even one word misplaced here and there can make a
Really?
huge difference. Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you know, right? That
Yeah.
small changes in verbiage can really affect the entire breadth of your intellectual property. So you can get a patent that has tons of words on it, but if it doesn't protect the right things or it leaves certain exceptions for other people, then it could end up being worthless if they can come up with something close enough to what you have that your patent doesn't protect you.
100%. And the same thing with the trademark, correct?
Sure, yeah, with the word mark, and then what registry you get into, and yeah, what categories you choose. For a trademark, people may be familiar with the jewelry brand Pandora and then the iPhone app Pandora, right? Those are two different classes of trademark. They both have the trademark on Pandora, but one is for a music player and one is for a jewelry line. So, but if you're in multiple classes or channels, you may want to protect your brand name and symbols in multiple of those categories so that you can, no one else can use your same brand name in those groups and sell a similar product.
We're talking about distribution of channels. So when you develop type of product like that, so what steps do you recommend to entrepreneurs? Let's say they are already created the product, yeah, already patent is granted and the trademark is granted. What are the next steps that they need to do to go in the route to market? Develop the direct to consumer strategy, and after what is they should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, usually it depends on every business, right? What your business is for. But I would say generally, you want to start gathering as much information about your customers as possible because what you need to create is a customer archetype. You need to figure out exactly who your buyer is and what is the perfect, ideal, specified message to reach them and what's going to resonate with them to get them to make a purchase. And then you need to figure out those distribution channels. And as I mentioned, that can be best done through talking to other entrepreneurs who have built a similar business, maybe not your competitor, maybe even some of your further along competitors would be willing to give you places that they were able to have success or how they were able to have early success or mistakes to avoid all along the way.
Yeah. And then Nick, how the people can find the product? How they can find it? What are the easiest way?
So I'd love for them to go to cordbrick.com, cordbrick.com, and they can find all my patented products there. We're also on Amazon and in Lowe's, as well as a couple other small gift shops. Not too many other retailers at this point. We do offer the product as a branded promotional product, so you can put your business logo on it. Just reach out to me. My email is nick@cordbrick.com. But of course, you can find Cordbrick on all the social media sites @cordbrick. And you can look me up on LinkedIn. I'm Nicholas Barrett, founder of Cordbrick.
Nick, and then so for the second product, yeah. What are
Brick, yeah.
Yeah. So in the second product, you already develop it. You already said patent. You don't have to worry about and trademark because it's all done, right?
So we are filing a continuation patent with more claims on that product. However, aspects of that product, and in fact, the way the product is now, should be covered by our original utility patent. Because essentially, I'm sorry, I should have brought one here with me. I don't have one right next to me, but Cordbrick here has top and bottom channels that are the same. It's kind of symmetrical. And then on the end, it's got these, what I call wrapping and grabbing channels. And so these are the patented part. It's any silicone type product with end channels, and then a a section in the middle with a weight or without a weight. And so, these on the side really give us the uniqueness because, most other cord holders, they just have cord holder channels on the top. Why do you need one on the side? And so the reason with the side is so you can do snap, wrap, and trap, and it separates your two cord ends and it traps the cord on the brick. And that way it always comes unwrapped, untangled, right? And so our desk brick has a similar version of this, except instead of the cord channels being parallel to the rest, they're actually perpendicular on the ends. And so you can wedge your phone in with the product flat on its back.
Oh,
Whereas with
cool.
with this, you need to kind of put the product on its side and remove the cord. And then you can kind of stand your phone by putting this on its side. But with the desk brick, it's got these on its ends and then flat cord channels on the top, as well as a cord gap underneath. And you can find Desk Brick on Amazon or on my website, cordbrick.com too, or deskbrick.com actually forwards to the page directly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then also if you can speak with one of the phones distributors, the people that manufacture the mobile phones, they can even give your pro to the clients. That would be
why not?
100%. So Nick, why gave you this idea? What's the story?
Well, the reason that I decided to do, I've had plenty of ideas in my life, and the reason I decided
That's
to
your
do
first
this,
business. You didn't have any business before.
This one I pretty much knew couldn't be that difficult. Like if I was going to start a business, almost no matter what. I mean, this is not complex. It's silicone and steel and a few cord channels, right? Now there's some IP behind it and stuff like that, but I figured I could do it for a relatively low cost. It was pretty low risk. I could gain a ton of experience and I was pretty likely to succeed because there was no other competitors. I was doing the blue ocean strategy, right? Where it's a completely new category and we don't even know the market size. It could be much bigger, and that's what I was going for. But laziness was the real thing. There were the other products that existed. I did not like them, and I thought my idea was better than those existing solutions. And I thought people would agree, and I think they do. And so I was pretty sure that I could succeed at launching this brand and then launch other products after this one was initially successful. And I thought I probably don't need that much money to make a few because I'm not building a car. I don't need thousands and thousands of parts and dollars to, make a huge thing that may or may not work and go way into debt, right? It'd be very risky. This, not that risky. I could learn a lot, and that's what I've done. And, my goal is to get acquired and then do some of my other ideas after that.
Exactly. Can get acquired for any phone manufacturer company can acquire. But Nick, the question I'm asking you is, thousands of people have ideas and they never start the business.
Yeah.
So what actually made you to go for it, for everything you do, and then I don't know, you quit your job, you quit everything you're doing, and you decide I'm gonna do this full time? What's the story?
Yeah, I mean, I was in a tough situation. I had been to jail from DUIs, and I was sober 3 or 4 years, and I started another business. Thank you. I'm 7 years sober now from alcohol, and
wow.
I had started another business at the same time as I began developing Cordbrick because in the past, when I was, especially during my drinking days, I had been fired many times, and I always wanted to tell the boss what to do, how they should run their company, and I kind of knew I should be an entrepreneur for a while. I won a business plan competition with a friend when I was going for my MBA. Shortly after I had lost a number of these jobs, I thought, okay, I need to go get more of an education so I can really, get into a position where I can make some decisions because I think I know how to be a business leader. I know how to make good business decisions. I just got to get to that spot. And then we won that business plan competition. I won some cash. I got a little bit of confidence. I met some people that kind of told me the next steps on an idea that I had. It's been a great personal development process actually for me. I mean, you probably know, as an entrepreneur, you're just learning all the time. You're just learning all the new
journey.
Yeah, complete journey. And it's been so rewarding. I think actually as I've started, I'm so thankful that I started and I really took the time and the risk to do it because I mean, I've grown as a person. I've become way just more mature and knowledgeable about the world.
Healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you know, I didn't have a lot to lose. I didn't have a lot of savings, and I had failed a lot working for other people, and I had, you know, my driving license suspended even at some time. So I thought, you know, I've got to do something that I really care about, that I'm going to want to work day and night all the time. Because, you know, working for other people, it's hard to get really enthusiastic about what they're doing and their mission. You know, if you don't fully believe in it, or you see the way their business runs, you think I could do this better, or they're not treating people right, or whatever it might be. And, you know, I think also when you start doing this, you just start to gain confidence, because you're as you have success, you see, hey, I can solve this problem, I can solve that problem, and then you realize as the next problem comes, oh, I've solved all these other problems, I got this one too.
But Nick, what was the day that you decided that you're gonna transform your life and you're gonna start to be sober? Because you know, one of the most difficult addictions for the component that I have is the drinking, the alcohol, because it goes to your blood, and is really, really, a really tough process to get rid of this addiction. Yeah, is
Yeah.
one of the most hardest addiction to get rid. So where do you find the strength to, you know, because drinking so much you can ruin your liver. How many people, you know, even a neighbor from my house when I was born in Cuba, yeah, is a guy that we grew up with, and we always hear, oh, he likes to drink, he likes to party, he likes to drink. And I think, no, even after 30 years, one day they told me, no, he's dead. I said, why? He said, no, a problem with the liver. Do you remember he was drinking all the time? And that's it. The liver couldn't take it anymore, and it's not around with us, right? So but at the same time, is very, very extremely difficult to deal with this addiction, because there's a chemical components that go to your blood, to your dopamine, to the levels, and it's a really, really tough process. So where do you find the strength, or which day do you decide that that's it, you're not gonna be drinking anymore? What happened?
Yeah, yeah, great question, because there definitely has to be like some kind of breaking point of some sort, or final decision. It doesn't have to be the lowest day. It can be, you know, long, you know, far months and years removed from the lowest point too. So you don't have to wait. You can do it now. And what it was for me was I got a third DUI, and I knew before that I should stop drinking. In fact, at
What is
times, you
this,
know,
Nick? Can you explain what that means to you? Why? What is this?
yeah, yeah, driving under the influence, driving a car and
Ah,
getting
wow.
arrested, yeah, going to jail. Now, luckily, I did not get in any accidents or injure anybody else, and you know, no one else was in the car any of the three times that I got him. But you know, I knew that
Three times
should.
you got it. Oh my God.
Yeah, I did. And then, yeah, and my license was suspended for 10 years. I've had to get a hardship of driver's license. So,
Wow.
you know, you don't have like I said, you don't have a lot to lose when you get and put yourself in the situation. And so you kind of just go for it. And so that's kind of what I've done with the startup. But, you know, you talked about the liver. I remember going to the doctor and almost hoping they would tell me something was wrong with me, that I was injuring my body, but they would always say, oh, you're fine, you're fine. I'm like, how am I fine? I'm drinking so much. There's no way I'm fine. Something has to be wrong. And so with the liver, it does repair itself, but eventually it gets to a point where it can't. And you
Yeah.
don't really know. I think you don't really know when that's going to be. But, you know, I remember thinking like, please, like, I need to have some reason to quit, like something else outside of me, or that's something that's going wrong or happening. And then, I mean, you could say God blessed me and gave me these, arrests of
The biggest coup
DUI,
for your life, which is remove your license.
and
Yeah.
and
Which is
I
a
was forced
huge
to.
problem
Yeah,
in US.
yeah, big
It's a
problem.
big problem. Yeah,
You
I'm
can't
going
get
there next
anywhere.
month. I'm going there next month. My dad lives in Miami. My part of my family, and yeah, it's a huge problem in US if you cannot drive. You
Yeah,
cannot
you have to
move.
drive everywhere. Yeah.
Not like London where we're based, that you just take the metro and you walk around, yeah.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah.
to. So, well, but then you have more time to be at home and to do the research for your new product, right?
Well, yeah, that didn't start for a couple years, and at first I was focused fully on getting myself better, getting myself mentally in a better position.
Requires a lot of personal development, right?
Yeah, personal development, physically taking care of my body. That was one of the first steps was, okay, I'm going to care for my body. I'm not going to treat it badly like I was before. And then came a little bit more of the mental willpower after that of, okay, I'm going to work hard on my mind and on my business as well as work hard on my body. So that's two things. And now it's, I work hard on the business, I work hard on my mind, and I work hard on my body. So it's three things now. So
it's interesting because we always recommend to entrepreneurs before even they open the business, make sure that they work on themselves first.
Yes, that absolutely you need to do that first. Yeah.
Yeah, we have a lot of, actually, most of the cases is the other way around, right? That people start the company and still they haven't healed and they don't have the personal development and they haven't
Yeah,
worked
they think they sorry to interrupt you. They think they just need to put their attention somewhere else. And it's like, no, you first have to put your attention here, and then you can focus on how to solve the worldly problems after that.
100%. Because if you're not healed, if you're not ready for it, and then you start the company, like there are the pressure. Now you're doing everything. You're wearing all the hats, and if you don't have a strong mind in and a strong build up yourself, is you have thousands of excuses to go and drink again. A client didn't pay, supplier didn't run your product. You know what I mean? You have an excuse every day to find refuge there, but instead when you started you are so solid and focused and healed and what you want for your life. That is 7 years from now. That's congratulations. I admire you. The lot of people, the good thing about it is to overcome adversity. This is what is gonna make you stronger. That's why I'm already know that you're gonna do well in this business because business is an adversity, right? You have to deal with it. You have to be constant. You need to have discipline. You have to have creativity. You need to find out the way. So what you do, Nick, when you have a bad day? Because in business, we all have bad days in business. So what you do? You go for a walk. I mean, driving, you cannot drive yet, no? Or did they give you back in the line?
I can, yeah. I could drive only for work. So they say.
They keep it on you, yeah. So what you do when you have a bad day?
I usually like to work out. And I oftentimes find that oftentimes I find that if I'm having a bad day, it's because I haven't worked out in a while and I've got a bunch of stress built up. Yeah, going for a run for me is just really a stress reliever. I used to hate running, and now I really enjoy it. And so yeah, I mean, if you start a business and you don't have good ways to handle your stress and healthy habits, then when you start a business and you run into problems, I mean, if you're being successful at all, you're going to run into a lot of high stress situations. You're not going to be able to handle those that well. So you got to learn how to handle those situations before you get in them as much as you can.
Tell me about it. Yeah. When I started my first business, of course, we don't know this stuff, right? And I started my first business and I don't have time for anything.
No.
I don't know how to do anything.
Yeah.
And so I got this brilliant idea that this is how I'm going to do. I'm going to wake up and I'm going to work and get everything done. Yeah. And then I will eat after everything is done. So imagine how hectic this, I was waking up and then I'm working, and maybe I finish to work 9, 10, 11 p.m. And guess what I was doing? At that time, I was ordering a huge meal from a restaurant.
Oh my.
The huge meals. Look, I'm still was 17 years ago. I'm still a little bit chubby. The hit that my body took out of this behavior, I was eating.
Eating before bed, yeah,
Because
not
again,
good.
no, and again, what you're saying, you have to release the stress somehow, right?
Yeah.
So it was very good idea for me. I was ordering a big meal. It was a Chinese restaurant, an Indian restaurant close to my house. So I remember I used to call them, and they just to answer me, okay, Harry, your meal is going, because I was going by the number of the menu. You see, they have a menu with number 11, 12, this, that. So they knew, okay, Harry today order 11. Okay, when he calls again, he's gonna order 12. So I was so timed. So much time consumed building my business that I didn't. By the time I was calling, I was so tired that I cannot even read the menu. So one day I told them, listen, keep the number that I order, and when you see that it's me, uh, just send me the next one in the number, and that's it. And we don't need to talk because I'm so tired. So
Yeah.
they knew. They knew that I was saying, okay, I'm Harry. They would say, okay, Harry, your food is coming. Okay, thank you. And then like a big meal. And for a while, this is what I was doing, which is this is very, very unhealthy.
Hmm.
Buying a huge meal, not eating the whole day, and then eat a huge meal from a restaurant every single day for years. you know because the business was making money, so we have money. I have money to order the food. This was no issue with the money.
Well, I
What
think what
was
happens
time.
is, yeah, and for me, I get into certain routines, and it's hard to break out of the habit once you're in a routine,
Oh,
especially
right.
if it works for you for a little bit. You say, okay, yeah, this is
And
just the way I'm doing things.
if you find a vehicle to release the stress, right? Because that's the only thing. What vehicle can we
Yeah.
find to release pressure? Because if we don't
Hmm.
release pressure, the
It's going to come out some other way.
yeah, this emotional pain become physical pain. Can end up with
Mm.
cancer. Can end up with any. I mean, if you don't get it out of your body, it will move to an illness. So
Mm.
it have to this stress, this which is a natural process of the business. You have to find. So now what I do, I walk, and I go and dance, yeah, and I find it a change that paradigm, yeah. And then I walk now and I dance, and then that's the way that I release this negative emotion and bring me back, fresh for business
Yeah.
again, yeah. But you have to be careful which vehicle you choose by, because if you choose drinking or you choose eating in the evening, yeah, you somehow is is keeping you in peace. Somehow you're releasing this for a while, but then there is a very unhealthy way of doing it. Make sense? So
Absolutely.
I applaud you
Yeah.
for um, for do this turnaround to look into yourself. And now look, is you couldn't be in better position to be an entrepreneur. You young, healthy, and now you have a product. You're unstoppable now. You know how to. You know yourself very well. You know what works for you. You know that when you have so many bad days, you go to the gym, and then all these negative emotion, they are gone, they disappear, and now you're back for business, and then now you're taking care of your health. And in the gym, you build the muscle, then you're not gonna have diabetes or anything like that, because you know the way you're eating, and you're gonna have more energy, and you will need energy for business. I'm telling you. Especially in the phase that you are in the startup, you have to be unstoppable. Like the name of this podcast. This podcast has this name for a reason, because building a business, especially to go from the 0 to 1, which is getting the product market fit, is you do have to be unstoppable. And to be unstoppable, you need to have what? Energy. Without that energy, you won't be able to. You will stop, and if you stop, what happened? The competition will pass you by, because this is this is the nature of business. So Nick, thank you so much for this broadcast. Has been amazing. I wish you the best, and for you following this broadcast, you now in our next episode of Unstoppable, how break the entrepreneur like Nick break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.